This video will show how to create customized invoice templates in Bookkeeper. Bookkeeper contains several basic invoice templates with limited customization capabilities. This new process provides much more flexibility in formatting and what content is displayed on the invoice. To start, click on Company from the Bookkeeper menu, and then select Manage Invoice Templates. The list of existing templates will be shown. In this example, we'll create a new template. Click the Add button to open up the Invoice Template Detail window. The top portion of the window is the Invoice Template section. It shows the different sections of the invoice where you can customize. Each section is known as a container. Each container houses one or more content fields. Customizations can be made to a container or content. On the bottom left is the list of all containers with their respective content. To make customizations, select a container or content item in the list. When you select an item, the section in the invoice template becomes visible so you can see the adjustments you make. In this example, I'll click on the company name and contact container. Note that when I click on that container, the company info section becomes visible. When working with containers, certain adjustments will also affect the contents contained within it. Notice when I change the X position of the container, all the content fields within it also adjust. The same is true with visibility. Hiding the container will also hide all the content fields. Most content fields have a border that you can customize. When hiding, then showing containers, the borders of the contents will become visible. You can choose to show or hide these borders in the Other tab. Certain content fields will have their values set based on what is set for the company. For example, the logo, company name, address, and contact info will be pulled from the company information screen. Other content fields will display dummy information, just so you can see how the customizations will affect the actual values. The Settings tabs show all different options that you can customize. All containers and contents have positional options available. The Font tab will be available for any content fields that have some text or amount data. Here you can adjust various settings to change how the text or amount will be displayed. The Format tab allows you to specify different ways to format date and dollar fields. For dates, you have a variety of formatting options which can support US and most international formats. For dollar fields, you can also include a currency symbol. Though Bookkeeper is still based on US dollars, you can create invoices using any currency symbol. You will have to manually handle any currency conversion for any payments received. The Other tab lets you adjust border and background attributes, and for any label contents. You can also set the text that is displayed. For the part of the invoice that contains the detail line items, you have two header lines plus a line item line, where you can choose which fields to display and the order in which they will appear on the invoice. Notice for the Header 1 and Header 2 and line item containers, there are selections where you click on in order to add fields to that container. Clicking on that selection pops up a list of fields to choose from. You can single select a field or multi-select. Notice when I add these three fields, they now appear as contents within the Header 1 container, and also appear in the invoice template selection area. Now you can select these content items and make any necessary adjustments. The Header 1 and Header 2 containers share the same list of content fields, and you cannot add the same content field to both containers. So now if I click on the selection to add content fields to Header 2, you'll see that the 3 shipping fields I added above are no longer available for selection. To remove a content field for either of these 3 containers, simply click on the content field in the list, then click Delete. Notice that the label and data fields were both removed. They are now available for selection again. The line item container lets you select which invoice detail fields will be displayed in the body of the invoice. For this example, I'll select quantity, description, and amount. To preview the invoice template, click on the Preview button. Here you can see the invoice in a WYSIWYG format. Use the Zoom slider to see the entire invoice if necessary. Another feature is the ability to copy a template. This can save time if you need to have multiple templates available with only minor differences between them. Now let's see how you specify the template to be used on an invoice. I'll provide a name for this template and save it. I'll open up the Invoice section and select a random customer. Click on the More Details button, then click the Printing tab. A drop-down for templates is now available. From here, I can select which template to use for this invoice, or choose not to use a template, in which case the default invoice layout will be used. Bookkeeper will remember the last template used and automatically set that for the next invoice, so you do not need to select the template every time. For further information about invoice templates, please refer to the Bookkeeper help file.